Hi guys, today we're doing two videos since the last one was very short. So we're also doing check if all characters have equal number of occurrences. So we're given a string s and they want us to return true if s is a good string or false otherwise. And they define a good string as a string where all of the characters that appear in s have the same number of occurrences. So they give us an example down here where it would return true because in this string s, we have A, which appears twice, B, which appears twice, and C, which appears twice and nothing else. So since each character in here appears the same number of times, we return true. And in the second example, as you can see, A appears 3 times, but B only appears twice, so we return false because they do not appear the same number of times. So to keep track of how many times each character appears in the string, we can use a hash map where we map each character to the number of occurrences in the string. So we can start by initializing our hash map of characters and integers. And then we just want to loop through this string and add each character as a key, and then increment the count every time we encounter that character. So, and then we'll just assign char c to the character at I, so that we don't have to keep calling char at. And then, okay, now we want to add that to our hash map. So map dot put, and then we'll just put c. And then here, so if we already have c, then we'll increment it by 1. If we do not already have that in the map, then we'll just set it equal to 1. So map.get or default c 0 plus 1. Okay, so that is going to set up our map. So now we have a map of every single character in the string mapping to the number of times that they appear in the string. So now a cool trick that we can do is just add all of the characters, or not the character, I'll add all of the counts of each character into a into a hash set, because if it is a good string, then they're all going to be the same. So if, let's use example 1 for an example. So like in this one, A maps to 2, B maps to 2, and C also maps to 2, right? So basically, if we add the counts of each character into our hash set, then we're adding 2 3 times, but since sets don't allow duplicates, then we're just going to add 2 once basically. So if it's a good string, then our set is going to return, or then our set is going to have a length of 1. And if it's false, like this is not a good string, then A maps to 3 and B maps to 2. So in our set, we would add 3 and 2. So the length of our set would not be 1. And then that's how we would know if it's true or false. So then we can just return if our set's length is 1. So let's initialize our set of integers. I hope that made sense, by the way, but maybe it'll make sense after I do it. And then in here, we'll actually just add all the values in the map just directly like that. And then at the end, we can just return if our set's size is equal to 1. And let's check that. Okay, so now the time complexity is O of n, because we need to iterate through every single character that is in the string. As you can see, we do that in the for loop here. And then I guess we technically also do that when we initialize the set, because we need to then add all the values into the set. Although that should, if it's a good string, it's O of 1. But if it's not a good string, then worst case, it would also be just O of n. But either way, the worst one is O of n, so we just go with that. And then the space is also O of n, because we have to add each of the characters and their counts into the hash map here and store that. And then worst case, if every single one appeared a unique amount of times, then we're also storing that again into the set for all of the unique counts of the characters. So that's it for this problem. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know what problem I should do next. Thanks, bye.